Now in this video we will process a purchase. How do you start a purchase? Well, you start a purchase with a purchase order. And you can do that from the purchasing menu. You see here purchasing orders. And then if you want to start a new purchase order, you click on new. You can also start your purchase directly from your role center, depending on which role center, of course, you have activated. So this is the business manager role center. And here you see you can create a new purchase order directly. So let's click on that. A purchase order opens. We need to select a vendor, and we're going to select Fabricam as a vendor. You can type in the vendor name. You can also look it up like we just did. Now you see that there is a mandatory field. So this field is required, but not at the entry level of the document. It's required when you start processing your order. So for now, we can leave the invoice number blank. You also see that you have a number of fast steps like invoice details, where you can determine the payment terms or the payment discount. You also have, for instance, shipping and payment, foreign trade and prepayment, but we are now going to work with the lines fast step. And in the lines, we're going to purchase an item. So we're going to purchase an attendance desk, and let's say we're going to purchase a Paris guest chair as well. We can enter quantities like I want 10 attendance desks, I want 10 chairs. And what you see happening now is that we have a field which is called quantity. So this is the ordered quantity, and we ordered 10 pieces of each item. You have a field which is quantity to receive. So we are talking about purchase. So at one moment in time, we will receive quantities from these items. And then of course they will be invoiced as well, because we will receive a vendor invoice. Now let's assume that we are a little bit further in time and we have received in our warehouse 5 pieces. So we're going to initiate that. So we're going to receive 5 pieces out of the 10 that were ordered. So 10 tables, 10 chairs were ordered, and we will receive today 5 of those. That's the only thing that we need to do, fill in quantity to receive and put it to 5. Next thing that we are going to do is we are going to post that receipt. So we click on posting, post, and then you see you have 3 options here: receive, invoice, receive an invoice. We're not going to, let's say, post the invoice already, because we only received a partial shipment. So we're going to click on receive, then we're going to click on OK, and what you see now is quantity remains 10, but quantity received is now 5. And quantity to invoice remains 10, because we ordered 10, we will have to pay for 10. We received 5 and there are still 5 open. Now what can we do at this stage is, for instance, we can click on navigate and then check for receipts. And if you click on receipts, and you see that this is the list of all the receipts that you have posted. So these are posted purchase receipts. So that means these are historical documents. And if we open up this historical posted purchase receipt, then you can see that we received 5 attendance desks and 5 Paris guest chairs from Fabricam. You also see that this is non-editable, so that means that basically we are not supposed to change this information, as it is historical information. So I'm going to move back to my purchase order now, and let's assume that today we also again received 5 more chairs, 5 more tables, and we're going to post that as well. So I'm going to click on post, and this time we're going to receive an invoice, because we have received all the pieces, and with that last shipment we also received the invoice of our vendor. So I'm going to click on OK, and now I get, of course, an error indicated that the vendor invoice number is mandatory and that I cannot post the invoice without a vendor invoice number, right? So I need to come up with a vendor invoice number, and then I'm going to post again. So I'm going to do the same action, receive an invoice. I'm clicking on OK. And now you will see that we have created a posted invoice, but also that this order that we had for Fabricam, that order will now be moved, let's say, to the historical level. So your order is totally processed, everything is received, everything is invoiced, and so your purchase order will disappear from the purchase orders and only exists in terms of historical documents. So the receiving documents and the invoice documents. Let's open up the posted invoice. So let's click on yes. And here you see that we have booked and invoiced a posted purchase invoice for the receiving that we did of these chairs and desks for the purchase order, in other words, that we created. Yeah. Then what we also can check is here in actions. It's a little bit confusing at this time, maybe. Actions, and then you see navigate. And when you click on navigate, you can find the audit trail of everything that happened because of that posting. So you see that with the posting that we did of this purchase invoice, there was one purchase invoice created, 13 general ledger entries. That's because direct costing is activated in this database. So you see these are the general ledger postings, the tax entry postings, the vendor ledger entry posting, and everything which is applicable to this kind of purchasing. So this is your audit trail to the posting of this purchase document.